Have you ever found yourself just waiting, watching a stock you really want, hoping it dips to that perfect price? Well, what if I told you that you could actually get paid during that waiting period? Today, we're diving into a strategy that does exactly that. It's all about turning your patience into actual profit. I mean, think about this for a second. You've already done the hard work, right? You've researched a company you believe in, but maybe its stock is just a little bit too pricey for your liking, so you wait. But that waiting time doesn't have to be idle time. What if you could generate real income while you're waiting for that perfect entry point? That's exactly what we're going to break down. All right, so let's get right into the big idea here. And don't worry, this isn't some super complex day trading thing. It's really about making the cash that's probably just sitting in your brokerage account start working a lot harder for you. Come on, we've all been there. You see a stock you love, maybe it's trading at, say, 110 bucks, but your gut, and more importantly, your research, tells you that $100 is the real sweet spot. So you earmark the cash, and then you just wait. Meanwhile, that money, it's doing absolutely nothing. Okay, now this is where things get really cool. Instead of letting that cash just sit there collecting digital dust, a strategy called selling a cash-secured put lets you collect actual income. You're literally getting paid for your patience, for your willingness to buy that stock you already want at your target price. You're turning passive waiting into an active, income-generating move. Okay, I'll admit it. The term cash-secured put sounds super technical, maybe even a little intimidating. But stick with me here, because it's way simpler than it sounds. We're about to break it down into two really easy-to-understand pieces. Let's clear up all that jargon. So here's the textbook definition. When you sell a cash-secured put, you're doing two main things. First, you're selling a contract. That's the put option part. And second, you're setting aside enough cash to actually buy the shares if you have to. And the best part? For taking on this obligation, you get paid an upfront fee. It's called the premium, and it goes into your account right away. This slide just nails the breakdown. Think of the cash-secured part as your safety net. You've got the money parked and ready to go. You're not over-leveraging or promising something you can't deliver. Then there's the selling a put part. That's the obligation. It's your promise, your handshake deal, to buy 100 shares of that stock at the price you chose, but only if the stock price drops below that level by a certain date. So every single time you use this strategy, it can only end in one of two ways. It's like a fork in the road, and which path you end up on is decided entirely by the stock's price on the day the contract expires. Let's talk about path number one, which, by the way, is usually the most common outcome. Remember that $100 price you were happy to buy at? Well, in this scenario, the stock never actually drops that low. It hangs out at 101, maybe it climbs to 110, or maybe it just skyrockets. So here's how it plays out step by step. You sell the option, and that premium cash hits your account immediately. Then you just wait. Since the stock price never dropped to your target, the option is worthless to the person who bought it from you. The contract just expires, and that premium you collected, it's 100% yours to keep. It's pure profit. You literally got paid to wait. All right, now for the other path down that fork in the road. What happens if the stock price does dip below that $100 strike price you chose? Well, this is where your promise kicks in. The beginning is the same. You collect that premium up front. But this time, let's say the stock price drops to $98. Now the option has value to the buyer. You'll get assigned, which is just the official term for being told, okay, time to make good on your promise. So you take that cash you had set aside and you buy 100 shares of the stock for $100 a share, exactly as you agreed to, and just like that, you now own the stock you wanted from the very beginning. So we've gone through the two ways things can play out. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the numbers. We need to talk about the financial reality of this, the best case, the worst case, and how it all really impacts your bottom line. This table breaks it all down beautifully. Your maximum profit, your absolute best case scenario, is always the premium you received right at the start. That's your reward. The maximum loss? Well, that's if the stock goes to zero, which is the same risk you take when you buy any stock. But I really want you to focus on that last line, effective stock price. This is the real game changer. This right here is the secret sauce of the whole strategy. Let's say you did get assigned and had to buy those shares for $100 each. Remember that premium you collected? Let's say it was $2 a share. That acts like an instant discount. Your real cost, your effective price, isn't $100, it's $98. You just bought the stock you wanted, but at a discount to the price you were already happy with. We've covered the what and the how,
But now we get to the most important part of all, the why, and more importantly, the if. Let's figure out if this strategy is actually a good fit for you and your personal investment style.
Think of this checklist as the final exam before you even think about placing a trade. And honestly, there's one golden rule that matters more than anything else. Only, and I mean only, do this on stocks you genuinely want to own for the long haul. If you wouldn't be happy to wake up one morning and find those shares in your account at the price you chose, then this is not the strategy for you. Period. And really, that's what it all boils down to. The math behind this is surprisingly simple, but the decision, the mindset, that's deeply personal. This is a strategy built for patient investors, people who've done their homework and know exactly what they want to own and at what price. So the final question is pretty simple. Is that you?